this breath. Allowing yourself to let go of your day so far and putting aside any plans you have for the rest of the day. This moment, this breath. And we'll begin with some gentle movement. So open your eyes and your fingertips out to the sides. Fingertips just touching the floor. I'm going to turn the palms up, as we inhale, arms are really extended here, so muscles are all engaged, nice and slow, as we inhale, all the way up. And as we exhale, turn the palms away and bring them all the way back down. Nice and slowly. This is a slow, deliberate, mindful movement. Once again, inhaling, turning the palms up. Don't rush. All the way up. Right to the fingertips, really engaged, really aware. Exhaling, turning the palms down and coming down to the floor. This time keeping the left fingertips on the floor. We're just going to take the right hand up, reaching up, lengthening up, nice straight back. And as we exhale, we're going to have an up and over movement. And you can bend the left elbow as close to the floor as you wish. Take an inhale here. Draw the shoulder back. See if you can bring your heart slightly up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, softening. Inhaling back up. And exhaling down. This time take the left fingertips all the way up, inhaling straight up to begin with, and exhaling up and over, bending that right elbow, drawing the shoulder back, inhaling into the top lung, exhaling to soften, inhaling back up, and exhaling down. Bring the fingertips to the floor in front of you. Lift your heart and draw your shoulders back. Inhaling. And as you exhale, just experiment and see if there's any forward motion possible. Don't force this, and don't worry if you're really not moving very much at all. That's absolutely fine. Lengthening the spine as you inhale, and softening into it a little bit as you exhale. Once again, inhaling, lengthening the spine, and exhaling, softening in. We're just going to use the fingertips to walk ourselves back up and change the cross in your legs. So same thing now on the other side, fingertips to the earth. Nice inhale, nice straight back. And as we exhale, just gently walk forward, see how far is comfortable for you. Just come to your appropriate edge. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, softening in. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, softening in. And then gently, as you inhale, walk yourself back up to sitting. We're just going to come over onto our hands and knees now. Place the cushion aside. As always, when we come over into tabletop position, we're really meticulous about the placement of the hands and the knees. So hands are under the shoulders. Fingers are spread, but not so wildly spread that we're flattening out this natural carpal arch of bones here in the wrist. So just enough to broaden our base. Knees are under the hips, and make sure that you've got enough distance between the wrists and the knees that is actually your body length. So your body is not this long, and it's not this long. So your torso length apart. Elbows are nice and soft here, so we have a little bounce in the elbows. We're not locking out. Elbows are soft. Draw your shoulders back and lengthen your neck, so shoulders are back and down away from the ears. Push away from the yoga mat, so you just lift up the heart between the shoulder blades a little bit. Drawing up the navel softly to hold yourself in this position. And make sure that your feet are pressing into the mat, the tops of the feet are pressing into the mat, and that the lower legs are all in line. The feet are not splaying in or out. So as you inhale now, we're going to turn the tail up, drop the belly, draw the heart forward between the hands and lift the head. As we exhale, we're going to turn the tail under, draw the navel right up to the spine, arcing the back up and allowing the head to drop. Once again, inhaling, curling the tail up, dropping the belly, draw the heart forward, lift the head. As you exhale, curl the tail under, press away from the yoga mat, press your navel right up to your spine, arcing up, the head drops. And we're just going to do two more of these. Inhaling, tail up, belly down, heart forward, head lifts. Exhaling, tail down, navel to spine, lifting the back, head drops. One more. Inhale, tail up, belly down, heart forward, head lifts. Exhale, tail down, navel to spine, back arcs, head drops. And then come back to neutral. And just come back off the wrist for a moment. Just circle the wrists one way and then the other. So from this kneeling position, if this isn't comfortable for you, you can always sit on a cushion between your hips and your heels. Also, if it's difficult for you to extend the fronts of your ankles this much, you can roll up a towel or a blanket and place it under the ankles. So this allows a little more comfort for the ankles if that's difficult for you. So kneeling up, hands on your thighs, sit up straight, shoulders back and down, head up to the sky. From here, as we inhale, we're going to lift the arms right up. As you exhale, you're going to turn to your left, bring your right hand to the outer side of your left knee, and your left fingertips just touching the floor behind you. Inhaling for length, right up to the spine. And exhaling, just imagine that you have a little spiral staircase in your spine, and you're walking up that spiral staircase from the bottom upwards, and there's a little tiny turn with each vertebra, all the way from the tail right up to the head. So just explore. If you have any pain, back out immediately, but just find your appropriate age. So don't decide how much you can twist. If you're twisting with this much more thoughtful way of imagining a tiny move between each vertebra, with moving mindfully today. And turn your head to look over your left shoulder, if that's comfortable for you. If it isn't, then keep your head more in line with the rest of your torso. Breathing nice and smoothly here. Exploring this twist, being curious. And then inhale. Come back to centre. Pause for a moment and notice how your body feels after twisting one way. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm sorry I haven't got much space this side. Sweeping the arms up and exhaling to your right this time, left hand to your right thigh, right fingertips behind. Inhale, lengthen all the way up through your spine, And then as you exhale again, we've got that spiral staircase in the spine going the other way this time. So a little bit of movement in a lot of places, all the way up the spine. Just explore, don't force. This is a gentle movement. This is an exploration, this is curiosity to find out for yourself how your body is feeling today. Breathing smoothly. And then inhaling, coming back to centre. Just going to come over onto the hands and knees again. So once again, that meticulous placement, hands under the shoulders, fingers spread, and you can just grip into the ends of your fingers, which will take some of the weight out of your wrists. Knees under your hips, lower legs are straight. Pushing away from the yoga mat, drawing the navel up to support the back body. This time, as we inhale, we're going to take the toes out, and they're still on the floor here. So rocking gently backwards and forwards. And this time, you're going to imagine lifting from that left inner thigh. Lifting the heel up, and the toes are pointing straight down to the ground. Try not to do this. Try to keep your hips nice and level. So navel is drawing in and really supporting the body, pressing away from the yoga mat so that you're not sinking down into your lumbar spine. This time as we exhale, we're going to draw the knee right in and drop the nose. So knee and nose come together. And then as we inhale, we're pushing out, pushing away, pushing through that heel. As we exhale, drawing the knee to nose. Inhaling, stretching out, pressing away from the yoga mat. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretching out. This time, exhale, knee to nose, and then we're going to bring the foot forward between the hands. So here we come right up on the fingertips, draw the heart forward, lengthening the back. And then we're going to draw the tail down, back up just a little bit so that you can bring yourself up safely. So you're really engaged in the lower back and in the tummy as you do this. Come up into a low lunge. Shoulders back and down. As we inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up. And you can, optionally, you can come into a little back bend. You don't have to. If you want to look up, test your balance a little bit. Come back to centre, bring the hands to your heart. And we're going to lift that right elbow up and over the left thigh. Hands together. Straighten your back. We're aiming to, as though we're trying to bring the breastbone round to the hands. Just whatever's possible in your body. Inhale, we're going to come back to centre. Bring the fingertips down to the floor. And we're going to just straighten that front leg. So here I like to wiggle slightly from side to side, just exploring how that feels in my body. And then we're going to roll back onto that front foot. Hands to the mat. Step back. Into our tabletop position. So same thing again on the other side. Right toes back this time. Swaying just a little, introducing a little bit of a stretch to the hamstrings and the calf muscles. Remembering still to draw the navel up to the spine and press away from your yoga mat with your hands. This time once again we're going to lift as though we're lifting from the inner thigh. So lifting from the right inner thigh, lifting the heel. And again making sure you're not tipping over but keeping the hips nice and level. Drawing the navel up to support the back body with the front body. breathe here. Make sure your elbows are still soft. You're pressing into the mat with your fingertips. Take a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to draw knee to nose. Inhaling, extending. Exhaling, knee to nose. Inhaling, extending. Exhale, knee to nose. When you do this, your back is coming into that sort of cat position. And this time we're going to step the foot forward between the hands. So if you have difficulty doing that and your foot kind of comes to here, that's no problem. Just use your other hand to bring the foot forward. Once again, come up on your fingertips and draw your heart forward to lengthen your back. And then we're going to draw down with the tail, in with the tummy, to bring ourselves up nice and safely without straining the lower back. Hands just rest on the thigh for a moment as you get your balance, pressing into the top of this back foot, all four corners of the front foot. As we inhale, we're going to take the arms up. Try to keep your shoulders down when you do this and gaze straight ahead. You can glance at the video to see me just for a moment, to see the position. And then just judge your body. Then we're going to bring the hands down in front of the heart and take the left elbow up and over outside the right thigh. Keeping the torso long, so we're drawing the head forward. We're not doing this, we're lengthening. And just explore that twist. And then we're going to come back, fingertips down to the floor, and we're going to lengthen and straighten the front leg. Don't worry if you can't straighten this completely. It's a bit of an odd position if you're not used to it. Toes come up towards the sky, and then we're just going to rock gently from side to side if that feels good in your body. If it doesn't, don't do it. You do you. You find what works for you. And we're going to roll back onto that foot, plant the hands, and bring the knee back. So we're going to walk the hands forward a little bit, and this is optional. You can either stay where you are with your knees on the floor, or you can turn your toes under and lift the knees and come into a plank position. Once again, keep the elbows just a little bit soft. So 3 breaths here if you can, but don't forget you can lower your knees if the full plank is hard for you. Deep breath in, full breath out, in, out. Last one, in and out. Now you can lower your knees down to the floor again, and we're going to lower gently, keeping your elbows tucked into your body as you lower. Forehead comes to the mat. I have to lift mine, otherwise you won't be able to hear me. Hands just come down a little lower so they're beside your ribs. Elbows are pointing up towards the sky. Really lift and lengthen each leg. We don't want to be pressing into the floor with the feet. The knees may well come up off the floor. Draw your pubic bone into the floor, press it down, and as you inhale, keeping looking down, you're just going to lift up into a Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Just a baby cobra. Exhale, releasing back down to the floor. One more time. Inhale, pressing the pubic bone into the floor to protect the lower back. Keep the head in line with the spine so we don't want any cramped necks. Exhale, release. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Curl your toes under. Come back to tabletop pose. This time, we're just going to walk the hands forward half a hand length. Curl the toes under. Take a nice deep breath in. We're coming up into downward facing dog. As you exhale, you're going to push back and away from the hands. Hips are going back and up towards the far distant corner of the room. Keep your knees bent here so that you can really straighten your back. And then gently invite your heels towards the floor. But don't worry, It doesn't matter if they don't come anywhere near the floor. So then you can just pedal the feet for a moment. One heel towards the floor, the other knee bends, and then swap. Well done, downward facing dog. And then we're just gently going to walk one foot and then the other up towards the hands, coming into a forward fold. So here, knees are as soft, as bent as you need them to be. Don't strain your back. Allow your head to hang low. Fingertips are just on the floor. And you can just gently sway from side to side. And if you have your balance, you can hold opposite elbows. So feet here can be hip distance apart, or they can be together. Nice little sway. Then fingertips back down to the floor. We're going to, as we inhale now, we're going to trace the fronts of the legs with the fingertips. Bring the hands up to the thighs, coming into a half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. And here we're going to draw the elbows together, really lengthen from crown to tail. So feel yourself stretching out from crown to tail, looking straight down at the floor. As we exhale, we draw the navel right in and we fold back down. Let's just try that again. Inhale, hands just come to the front of the thighs, elbows together, lengthen crown to tail. Make that inhalation really work. And then as you exhale, fold back down. This time we're going to bend the knees some more. We're really going to press into the floor as we allow the arms to dangle as we roll up one vertebra at a time, all the way up to standing. Nice and slowly, head comes up last, shoulders back and down. Well done. So from here, bring your feet together, right together, hands in front of your heart. We're going to step back with the left foot. We're going to allow the heel to plant. So that left foot, once the toes are pointing just beyond the front corner of my mat, my heart is facing forward. I've got my front knee bent, and try and make sure that the knee is exactly over your ankle. We don't want it going beyond the ankle at this point. So hands together. We're really going to focus on all four corners of the front foot. Feel yourself pressing into those corners of the foot and stabilising the knee. We're also going to be pressing into the outer edge of the back foot, that knife edge, lifting the arch. So really consciously relax and then lift the arch. Relax and then lift the arch. And notice the effect that that has. You may feel it right up the inner side of the leg. If you have your balance, gaze straight ahead. Your drishti, your gaze, is straight ahead. As we inhale, we're going to raise the arms. Again, exhale and just relax the shoulders down. So the arms are raised, but the shoulders are not. Draw your tail down slightly and your navel in. This is Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. As we exhale, we're then going to turn and just move. You can just move the back foot a little bit, come into a better position. The front knee stays exactly where it is. So make sure it hasn't followed you round, which has a tendency to want to do. Arms are out at shoulder height. Shoulders are relaxed. We're gazing down the middle of the front hand, so gazing out beyond the middle finger. As you inhale, you're going to lower the back arm, turn the front palm up and lift up. Front knee stays exactly where it is. You're lifting up, looking up towards the ceiling. This is reverse warrior. As we exhale, we're going to windmill both arms over. Forearm comes to front thigh, top arm straight up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you can take this arm back and down. Inhale the arm up alongside the ear. And what we're looking for here is a nice straight line from those top fingers all the way down to that back foot. It's a beautiful stretch for the whole side of the body. And we're not pressing too hard on this thigh, just as hard as you need to. See if you can give yourself some support from within. You're going to look down at the front foot, and as you inhale, press into the front foot to bring yourself back up. Then we're going to straighten the front leg. As we inhale, we're going to come into a reverse stretch again, but this time with the front leg straight. And then as we exhale, we're going to kick this hip back and come over nice and slowly and deliberately and carefully into your triangle pose. So we bring the hand down onto the leg. This top arm is reaching straight up to the ceiling, and if that's too much for you, you can bring it down to your waist. So we don't want to come too far so that the heart is facing the floor. That's not triangle pose. We want to be as high as we need to be so that the heart can shine towards the opposite wall or even slightly up towards the ceiling. Depending upon how your neck is feeling, you may want to look up at your top hand or down at your bottom foot or straight ahead. Then momentarily we are going to look down at the lower foot, bend into that front knee, press into that front foot to bring yourself back up. Exhale, release. Super. So we're going to turn the feet and do the same thing on the other side. So first of all, adjust the feet so that your heart can face straight towards the front edge of your mat. I'm going to turn slightly so you can see me. So you're now facing the other end of the mat, bending into the front knee. Back toes again are pointing just towards or just past the corner of your mat. So they're not right out here, and not quite straight, just to wherever it's comfortable for your hips for you to be facing the front of your mat. Hands together in front of your heart. Once again, we're going to really pay attention to pressing into all four corners of that front foot. Feel it on the floor. Imagine the footprint that you're making. We're then going to focus on the outer edge of the back foot. And once again, we're going to lift the arch. Relax. Lift the arch. Relax. Lift the arch. I'm going to hold it there as we inhale the arms up overhead. Gaze is straight ahead. Drawing your navel in, drawing your tail down slightly so we're keeping the back nice and long. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Pressing into all four corners of the front foot and the outer edge of the back foot. There's a lot going on in this pose. Knee is over the ankle. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to turn and come into Warrior Two. So the front knee wants to stay exactly where it was. Back foot might just need a little bit of an adjustment. Arms at shoulder height, shoulders relaxed. Gazing out over the front finger, middle finger of your front hand. And just check on the position of the back hand. Draw the little fingers back. Breathing into that. Now on your next inhale, we're going to turn this front palm over. As we inhale, we're going to come up and over. Back hand comes down to the thigh. Stretching up, lengthening all the way from the fingertips really, right down to the hips. Making sure that front knee stays exactly where it was, bent. And then as we exhale, we're going to windmill over the forearm to the front thigh. Bring the top arm straight up towards the ceiling to begin with. Getting your balance. Making sure that your heart is facing out towards the opposite wall. And then as you exhale, you can take the arm back down. and around, and inhale up beside the ear. Lengthen now right from the fingertips all the way down to the edge of that back foot. Beautiful stretch for the whole body now. And then look down at the front foot and press into it to bring yourself back up. We're going to straighten the front leg. And then we're going to turn ourselves back again. Reverse stretch, this time with the front leg straight. And then as we exhale, we're going to be reaching out, kicking that back hip back, reaching forward, and then coming down into our triangle pose. Once again, don't come down so far that your heart is facing the floor. Make sure that you're only as far down as possible so that your heart can face the wall or even the ceiling. Arm is straight up to the ceiling. If that's too much, you can lower your hand to your hip. Inhaling. Imagining this triangle that you're making becoming as big as you possibly can. Now look down at the front foot, bend that front knee, press into the foot to come back up. Exhale, you can relax the arms down. You can heel toe your feet back together. So feet all the way together now. Arch to arch. Hands in front of your heart. Really going to feel the feet now. So lift your toes and see if you can place the toes back down one at a time, little toe first, and as spaced out as you can make them. Really feel the arches lifting when you lift your toes. Now visualise the footprint that you would be making if you were standing in sand. Knees are soft here, a little bit of bounce in the knees. We don't want any locked joints. Bring your hands down beside you. As we inhale, we're going to come down slightly to come up. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, hands down in front of your heart. And again, inhaling down to come up. Hands together. This time as we exhale, we're going to soften the knees and we're going to bend all the way back down into our forward fold. Fingertips to the floor if you can reach. Inhale, come up halfway. Remember that pose where we have the hands on the thighs, elbows joined together and lengthening crown to tail. Exhale. Bend your knees enough that you can bring your fingertips to the floor. Allow your head to hang. And we're going to lift our heels. And we're going to lower our hips and come right down into a little ball. So here we're stretching the feet and testing our balance a little bit. So we inhale, we're going to lower the heels and lift the hips again. Exhale back down, lifting the heels, lowering the hips. One more time. Inhaling, lowering the heels, lifting the hips. Exhaling, lifting the heels, lowering the hips. Good. From here, you can bring your hands down behind you and sit back down on your mat. I'm going to come down onto the floor now, so make sure you're in the middle of your mat and you've got plenty of room behind you. You can hold on to the backs of your thighs. Set up nice and straight. And you can gently roll down with control. Bring your knees right into your heart. You can place one hand on each knee now. And take the knees above the hips so that your arms are straight. Don't worry about the feet, just allow them to relax for now. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your knees right into your chest. You're exhaling, making room. As you inhale, take the knees back over the hips. Exhaling, drawing the knees right into the chest. Inhaling, Knees back over hips. Exhale. Really drawing your knees in, pressing the thighs into the belly. Inhaling. Back up. Last time. Exhale. And inhale. This time you're going to hold on to your right knee, extend your left leg out along the floor. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale you're going to guide that right knee across to the left side of the body. You can reach the opposite arm out, and optionally, if it's comfortable for your neck, you can gaze out at your extended hand. You can use the hand that's on the thigh to just caress the thigh, give it a little bit of a massage, and encourage the body to twist gently whilst keeping both shoulders on the floor. Nice deep breath in. Exhale all the way out. Well, then come back to centre. Draw the other knee up. This time extend the right leg out. Draw the left knee into your heart. Nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're just going to take that knee across the body whilst keeping both shoulders on the floor. You can extend the left arm out and optionally gaze out towards the hand. If that's comfortable for your neck, if it isn't, then just keep your head in whatever position needs to be for your own comfort. Nice deep breath in, full breath out. And then we're going to inhale, come back to centre. This time we're going to take the feet down to the floor. So the feet are hip distance apart, but they're as close to your hips as you can make them. We're preparing for bridge pose. So hands down beside you. We're going to be pressing into the feet, pressing into the hands, and in a moment we're going to be lifting the hips, and we're going to be trying to press the shins forward. So as you inhale, pressing the hands and feet into the floor, not lifting yet, exhaling, preparing. Drawing the navel in, keeping the navel in now. Inhale, lifting the hips, pressing the shins forward, walking the shoulders under if you can. Heart comes up towards the chin, really pressing as high as you can. Exhaling, holding here. Inhaling. And as you exhale, you're just going to slowly lower the spine from the top. See if you can feel each vertebra as you lower it down. So the upper back, the middle back, the back of the waist, and finally releasing the sacrum, the back of the pelvis, onto the floor. Super. Draw your knees back into your heart. Give yourself a really lovely hug and a little rock from side to side. We're just going to come into a moment's Shavasana, so you can keep your knees bent if that pleases you, in which case take your feet wide so your knees put one another up in the middle, or you can extend the legs out. If you're extending the legs out, have them wide. Allow the feet to just fall naturally out to the side. Arms away from the body with the palms facing up. Make sure you've got your shoulder blades tucked neatly onto your back so that you're comfortable. Ensure that your chin is not higher than your forehead. Some people tend to want to lie like this, but we don't want that. We want the forehead and the chin to be level, or even the chin slightly lower. So if you need to, use a pillow, a book, anything you have handy to just lift you to allow that to be possible. It just depends on your individual body. There are no rights and wrongs and nothing to make any judgment about. So make sure you're really comfortable. Wiggle as much as you need to get yourself into position. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, sigh it away audibly through your mouth. Feel yourself relaxing down into the floor. Let's just do that again. Inhale nice and deeply. And exhaling, relaxing down as you sigh it away. Oh, we've worked. It's time to rest. It's time to surrender the body to the support of the floor. Imagine the earth beneath you. Take another deep breath if you need to, and then relax again as you exhale. Let go. And then check how you're feeling. Notice your toes and your feet. See if you can let go. Your ankles and your lower legs, relaxed and heavy. The knees and the thighs, let go. The back of the pelvis, the whole back of the body just heavy, melting into the floor. Shoulders are heavy. The head is just relaxed and lying down onto the support. Notice the arms and the hands. Make sure that they're just surrendering. Nothing to do here. Nowhere to be. This is your precious time. Just allow yourself to drift for a moment. And now just begin to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. If you'd like to, you can stay here as long as you like. And for those of us who have to hustle, we just begin to move. You can circle the ankles, circle the wrists. Bring your knees up into your chest and roll over onto your right side. Cradle your head with your arm for a moment. Just enjoy this last moment of your practice. And then use your hands to press yourself gently back up to a sitting position. Well done, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your practice today. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Let's just take our hands up to the crown of our head. Bring the thumbs into the brow centre, into the lips, into the throat, back down into your heart. Take a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, we just take a gentle bow forward, thanking our bodies and one another for our practice. Inhale, come back up to sitting, and we wish one another namaste.